Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Around the Association. Now, the Golden State Warriors, New Orleans Pelicans, played last night. Warriors won 120-109. But what everyone was talking about was the incident that happened with the 4 minutes and 48 seconds left in the game, where Draymond Green actually picked up a charge, and it ended up being his fifth foul, and his demeanor coming to the bench was one that could not believe that his coaching staff did not challenge that call. He was fussing at Steve Kerr. He was fussing at the assistant coaches. He went to the end of the bench. He wasn't even going to participate in the huddle. He went to the end of the bench, and that's when Warriors GM Bob Myers came down and said some things to Draymond and calmed him down, and Draymond ended up going back, being a part of the huddle. This is what Draymond said Bob Myers said to him.
It was huge. He came down and he was like, listen, all right, you proved your point and you may have been right, but if you stay that way, guys are going to follow you. If you turn it around right now and get back in the huddle, guys will follow that. And it was huge. I got back in the huddle. I challenged our guys, and we went out and boosted the lead even more. So I think, that's when you see, like, y'all don't always get to see Bob's worth, and other than, like, putting a team together. But he's so important to everything that we do. Like, I can't imagine, and I know this league, like, GMs don't keep a pulse of the team like Bob keeps a pulse of this team. And maybe two other GMs in the league right there would come down to the bench and say something. And so, and then that's also someone who I have the utmost respect for. If Bob comes and tells me something, that's Bible to me. I'm going to listen to that. But that's a relationship that has been built over the course of the last 11 years, and that is a relationship that'll continue to grow over the next 40 years. So, for him to come down in that moment and say something to me, you got to honor that, and it was huge.
Now, Warriors leading scorer, two-time MVP, one-time Finals MVP, has been the clear leader of this run with the Golden State Warriors and the franchise piece. Steph Curry, he actually spoke and reacted to Bob Myers coming down to the bench to actually handle an on-court medal. Take a listen here at what Steph had to say.
Steph, Draymond talked about Bob Myers, giving him, kind of a keep it in line, keep your head in the game during that fifth foul. Talked about how when Bob talks, it's like Bible to him, and how important it is to have a GM like that. Does that kind of go to show what a difference maker Bob Myers is right there?
It's just another example of it, yeah. Because whether it's in front of 19,000 on the bench, or whether it's a phone call or a text or a conversation or whatever it is, there's a lot of trust in his perspective, and you don't see him come down that often. So it's not like something that's frequent. It's just timely, and again, that's something that Draymond responds to because he trusts, his point of view. And I don't know whatever he said in that moment, but it does go a long way, whether it's in the locker room, practice, off the court, outside the arena, whatever it is. We respond to what he says.
Now, that Steph reaction. One thing that kind of jumped out to me, and I don't know, been watching the NBA for quite a while, and the dynamic of the team is interesting because I'm used to having roles where certain players are energy players, and those typically aren't your most important offensive weapons on the team. But that emotion, I'm used to being able to be in check by your best player. Now, Steph Curry, Hall of Famer, all-time great. If there's one knock on him, to me, is his inability to control the others on his team, mostly Draymond. Like, it's a balance between letting him go because he gives you all this energy, and then you be the one to get in his face. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that kind of stands out to me. A GM typically would not have to come down. That usually would be your best player. Hey man, get your butt over here. Let's stay in the game now. I get it. You know, they didn't call it. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? That I'm used to those heated discussions. Usually when it's another teammate, it's by your best player. Someone the franchise, everybody on the team know this whole thing goes by them. Clearly the franchise player is Steph Curry. You know, Klay Thompson is a nice Pippen to his Jordan, if you will, but Steph Curry is the most important piece. You know, go argue with whoever you want to argue with. This Golden State Warriors run would not even begin to happen, but he was the cornerstone, which allowed him to, add Klay, then go and get, Draymond to kind of build their big three. And I don't know. I wonder how anyone else actually feels about that. I mean, the GM, Bob Myers, having to come down, it's good. I love that the GM is that locked in. He's that engaged for his team. That's not a bad thing. I actually salute Bob Myers for that. Would love to see, I think Draymond respects the fact that Bob came down, checked him in a way that none of his other teammates and nobody really else has that cachet but really Steph or Klay to be able to do it. And you like to see Steph do it when Dre goes a little too far. I don't know. That's my story, and that's how I see it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, man. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'm gonna holler at you next time. Peace.